Controlling your emotions. For some people, it can be hard trying to control your emotions and really master yourself and being able to hold back and not let yourself react to every situation. Life can be pretty stressful, and sometimes you have every reason to crash out, but you have to still know, regardless of all the reasons, that it's not really good for you. As a man, especially, you don't want to be in an emotional energy, because emotional energy is feminine energy. And as a man, you're supposed to be filled with masculine energy. Feminine energy is being emotional and acting out of character and being unsure of yourself. Masculine energy is more on center and being able to do what you have to do and strive and have ambition. There's a difference. Not a lot of people know about those two type of energies. There are different types, but these are two different types of energies on the same spectrum. The way you master your emotions is by mastering yourself. And in order to control your emotions, you have to be in your head and realize what's going on. Today, I'm going to be showing you what I have done to lock in and become centered, and nothing will bother you, nothing will get in the way. This is how you do it. Number one, I became more self-aware. When you become more self-aware, you realize that you're doing things that you didn't realize before. You have to look at your life from someone else's point of view and look at yourself. Are you being emotional? Are you acting unusual? Are you constantly letting things bother you and everyone's getting a reaction out of you? If you're one of those people and the answer to yes to any one of those questions, you need to become more self-aware to fix the problem. You can't be letting people just easily move you off center, because now you're more controllable. And if someone can control you, that means you have no backbone. You have no strong willpower to keep you on center. You want to keep constantly staying on center, because no one should be able to move you off. In life, even if you have every reason to, in life, things are going to be up and down. And people will test you, and people will try to get on your nerves and get a reaction out of you. But the real strength is when you have every single right to crash out and give them that reaction that they want. But you still you prevail, and you don't even let them get any type of reaction out of you, and you still stand how you were when you first walked in that room. It's just the fact that people will piss you off, and that's the annoying part, because everyone tests everyone. You test people watching this video and you don't even know it. But people will see how far you would take shit and how far until what's your breaking point. And if you're not on this from the very beginning and you're not making sure that you're self-aware of yourself, then everyone's going to be able to control you. Everyone's going to be able to piss you off, and that means your life is more miserable while they're getting off on you, on your sadness, on your reaction. Don't let them get that. Number two, I became a better listener and communicator. Especially for relationships and friendships, people argue, and sometimes not everyone has the same point of view, which is cool and normal. But the problem that resurfaces is when you're constantly trying to get them to understand your point of view when they just literally can't. Think about it. As a guy, I'm talking to the guys right now, but when was the last time that you were talking to a girl and you guys had a disagreement and she almost was starting an argument, but you didn't let that happen? Why argue? There's no point. There's no benefits of arguing at all. And I feel like all that energy that is expended while you're arguing with someone could just be put into a simple conversation and a communication skills to help them understand your point without attacking the character. People tend to always attack the person rather than the problem. I thought it was both you guys attacking the problem rather than her versus you, or your bro versus your bro, or your family versus your family. You know, understand? It's just the fact that if everyone really truly tried to listen to each other and they understood each other rather than, or even just agree to disagree. Not every time you have to have the same point of view, even if the message doesn't go across. But there's no way you should be moving off center, arguing. Like, that's just not, no, you don't do that. You have to master your emotions. You don't argue with someone, because think about it. When was the last time you argued with someone and they were like, you know what, you're right? That doesn't happen. It's usually, even if they did say, oh, you're right, truly in their heart, do they feel that way? No, they don't. So instead of trying to arguing, like to result to arguing and going back and forth, how about you cool, calm, hey, like, let's just talk about this. Like, it's so much better, and you feel so much better inside rather than constantly trying to argue so they understand your point, and it's just this passive aggressiveness and it's back and forth. This step right here helped me master my emotions, because once you realize that you could actually communicate to other people rather than try to argue to resolve a problem that you're having, it's better that you come in as one and actually have a conversation as an adult. It's not always about the other person. Sometimes it could be about you. Are you being that cool, calm, collected person trying to help the problem and fix the problem rather than feeding into it and all this drama and all this arguing back and forth? No. The next one, number 3, take a pause and realize your situation that you're in. Like I was saying before, you could dead be right. You have every reason to crash out, but you still don't. What helped me in the past was like when people really try to get on my nerves, or the situation was against me, or whatever it was, and I'm just not feeling as uplifted, should I say. What I would do is take a pause, really think. This could be anywhere from 30 seconds to like 10 minutes, really. Just really think about the scenario, because when you're acting on impulse, that means you're easily controllable. Like I was saying, that means you're easily controllable, and if someone can piss you off, they're gonna keep doing it, because if you're giving them a reaction, then they're gonna just keep seeking for that reaction, and they want it to get worse and worse. But what helped me with my emotions and mastering and controlling is taking a pause and realizing how good my situation truly is. Some people, I'm gonna get it a little deeper. I feel like God is always on your side, and he wouldn't want you. Would you feel as if God would be doing that? Would God be arguing with people? Would God be letting people move him off center? No. And in this life, you want to live as you want to be. Obviously no one can be perfect, but you want to live for God, and you want to live and do your best to mimic God's ways and being able to carry out his will and his way. And I feel like the devil will try to ruin your situation, pretty much. He would try to put all these people, knowing like how good your situation truly is, to piss you off. For example, I have a little story. I once had this job. I once had this job that I've lost because I was not being my normal self. It was a good job too. Like at the time, I was like a teenager, but it was a good job. And just me acting irrational and making a scene, not even making a scene, of course, but just moving off center, it caused me to lose my job, and that set me back like months. And all I had to do was just take a deep breath and breathe before I reacted on the situation. Once I mastered this, I'm 22 now. This happened like 6 years ago. So it was a minute ago. But when you think about situations like that, looking back at it, all I had to do was just walk away. And no one would have seen a reaction at me or anything. But since I was so in my emotional and just feminine energy in a way, where it caused me to act emotional, I lost something that really was helping me out. And it was a lesson that I've learned, and life is about lessons. And You learn as you go along. And that lesson that I learned, that story, is instead of acting emotional and maybe possibly losing something that's in your life that you really could grow from, and that's a stepping stone that could bring you to even higher like elevations to your life, you're gonna let some little situation, some little issue of that day mess up everything that you had going on for you. It's just insane when you think about it like that. But number 4, I stopped trying to always seem right. Even when you're right, sometimes you're wrong because people don't understand you, and to their eyes you're wrong, and to you you're right. And that's where a lot of disagreements come in at. But instead of trying to impose your views on this one person or trying to make them understand you, just let them have it. I just be like, you know what, you got it. And even though I know I'm right, it feels good that I don't have to openly try to convince another person that I'm right and you're wrong. Instead of that, just how about you could just let them have it? You know, I'm like, you know what, bro, you got it. You can't let things or situations or even events mess up your day. Because at the end of the day, like, who cares? You're right, you're wrong, you're not, you're halfway in the middle. It doesn't matter. But what matters is trying to just focus on you and your emotions and keep your emotions in line. Because if you can't control your emotions, you're going to be stripped away from your blessings right before your own eyes. Sometimes you just gotta let people have it and realize that it's okay for them to see you as wrong. As long as you know the situation and you know what your intent was, who cares what they think? It doesn't even matter anymore. Because for you, you have your peace, and you have your peace which controls your emotions, and you can actually master your emotions rather than being thrown off center. Trying to get someone to understand you, there's no point. And number 5, the final thing. Have something that you're working towards. I know you might ask, how does this help your emotions, or how does this help master your emotions? This actually helps because now you have something to work towards. It's not like life is taking you by, because a person who doesn't have any direction or goals in life, they're going to distract themselves, and they're going to do that with vices or just anything they can do to distract themselves that gives them short-term pleasure. When you have something meaningful that you're chasing and a dream that you actually want to pursue, you're not going to let this one person influence your whole plan that you have going on. Because one person, one little event where you're acting out of character and you're acting out of emotion, that could set you back months in your plan. When you have a plan, you're not going to let people easily influence you, or you're easily going to react to their bullshit. Because at the end of the day, you know what you're doing, and you have goals in your head, and you have in your mind what you're trying to achieve, and you have to keep achieving that. Don't let nobody knock you off your goals, and don't let nobody set you back, because that's what they will do. The devil is in your life to set you back and to hold you back and make you think that it's okay to be where you at, and it's okay to act out of character, and you know what, let them have it. They deserve to hear this. Or I'm wrong, I'm right, they're wrong. Like, I'm gonna tell them why. You understand? Just be cool, just let them have it. Like, it's okay. Just work towards your goals and don't let nobody get in the way of anything, man. It's your boy Zany, man. I'm off this, man. Peace.